What is the meaning of life? This is a question that has lingered in the minds of humans for as long as we have been capable of conscious thought. It is a question that has inspired countless philosophers, poets, scientists, and dreamers to ponder the very essence of our existence. We are born into this world without a clear understanding of our purpose. We grow up with an innate sense of wonder and curiosity, constantly seeking answers to the questions that stir within us. And yet, as we journey through life, it becomes evident that the meaning of life is not a simple answer that can be handed down to us from some higher authority. It is a complex and deeply personal journey that each of us must undertake on our own. From the moment we take our first breath, we are thrust into a world full of contradictions. We are told to be ambitious, to strive for success, and to accumulate wealth and possessions. At the same time, we are told that true happiness comes from within, that material possessions are fleeting, and that the most important things in life cannot be bought or sold. We are told to be strong and independent, yet we are also told that we must rely on others and build meaningful relationships. We are told to follow our dreams and pursue our passions, yet we are also told that we must conform to societal expectations and norms. As we navigate through these conflicting messages, we begin to realize that life is not a one-size-fits-all journey. What may bring fulfillment and joy to one person may not do the same for another. Some people find meaning in their work, dedicating themselves to a cause or a career that they are passionate about. Others find meaning in their relationships, building deep and lasting connections with their family, friends, and loved ones. Still, others find meaning in the pursuit of knowledge, seeking to understand the mysteries of the universe and the nature of existence itself. For some, the meaning of life is a spiritual journey, a quest to connect with a higher power or to attain a state of enlightenment. For others, it is a more secular pursuit, a quest to make the world a better place and to leave a lasting legacy. And for many, it is a combination of all these things, a complex tapestry of experiences, relationships, achievements, and aspirations that together create a sense of purpose and fulfillment. One of the great paradoxes of life is that while we are all searching for meaning, the meaning of life is not something that can be found or discovered. It is something that must be created. It is not a destination that we arrive at, but a journey that we undertake. It is not a question that has a definitive answer, but a question that must be continually asked and explored throughout our lives. In this sense, the meaning of life is not a static concept, but a dynamic process. It is not something that is given to us, but something that we must actively create and shape. It is not something that is external to us, but something that is deeply rooted within us. It is not something that is fixed or predetermined, but something that is constantly evolving and changing as we grow and change. This is perhaps why so many of the great thinkers and philosophers throughout history have described the search for meaning as a journey or a quest. It is a journey that requires us to constantly reflect on our values, our beliefs, our goals, and our desires. It is a journey that requires us to continually ask ourselves, what is truly important to me? What do I want to achieve in this life? What kind of person do I want to be? But the journey to find meaning is not always an easy one. It is often fraught with obstacles and challenges, doubts and uncertainties. We are often faced with difficult choices and difficult circumstances that test our resolve and our faith. We may encounter moments of despair and hopelessness when we feel lost or directionless. We may experience periods of confusion and doubt when we question everything we thought we knew about ourselves and the world around us. And yet, it is in these moments of struggle and hardship that we often find the greatest opportunities for growth and transformation. It is in these moments of doubt and uncertainty that we are forced to confront our deepest fears and insecurities and to find the strength and courage to move forward. It is in these moments of challenge and adversity that we learn to build resilience and perseverance and to find new sources of strength and inspiration. In this way, the search for meaning is not just about finding answers, but about asking the right questions. It is not just about achieving goals or reaching milestones, but about learning to appreciate the journey itself. It is not just about seeking external validation or recognition, but about finding a sense of inner peace and contentment. And perhaps most importantly, the search for meaning is not just a solitary pursuit, but a shared experience. We are all on this journey together, each of us trying to find our own way. each of us struggling with our own doubts and uncertainties, each of us seeking our own answers. And it is in this shared experience that we find a sense of connection and belonging, a sense of community and solidarity. This is why human connection and relationships are so important in the search for meaning. It is through our relationships with others that we learn about ourselves and the world around us. It is through our interactions with others that we find support and encouragement, empathy and understanding. It is through our connections with others that we find a sense of purpose and belonging. And yet, even as we seek to connect with others, we must also learn to be comfortable with ourselves. We must learn to embrace our own uniqueness and individuality and to find meaning in our own experiences and perspectives. We must learn to be true to ourselves and to honor our own values and beliefs, even when they differ from those of others. We must learn to trust ourselves and to have faith in our own ability to create our own meaning and purpose. In the end, the search for meaning is a deeply personal and individual journey, one that each of us must undertake in our own way and at our own pace. It is a journey that requires us to be patient and compassionate with ourselves, to accept our own imperfections and flaws, to learn from our mistakes and failures, and to celebrate our successes and achievements. But while the search for meaning is a deeply personal journey, it is also a universal one. It is a journey that transcends cultures, religions, and belief systems. It is a journey that connects us to our shared humanity and reminds us of the common threads that bind us together. It is a journey that challenges us to look beyond our own narrow perspectives and to see the world through the eyes of others. It is a journey that calls us to be compassionate and empathetic, to be kind and generous, to be open-minded and inclusive. And as we continue on this journey, we begin to realize that the meaning of life is not something that we find at the end of the road, but something that we create along the way. It is not something that is given to us, but something that we must actively seek and cultivate. It is not something that is fixed or static, but something that is constantly evolving and changing as we grow and change. This realization can be both liberating and daunting. On the one hand, it frees us from the need to conform to external standards or expectations. It allows us to define our own meaning and purpose based on our own values, beliefs, and experiences. It gives us the freedom to explore different paths, to take risks, to make mistakes, and to learn and grow from them. On the other hand, it also places a great deal of responsibility on our shoulders. It requires us to be active participants in our own lives, to take ownership of our choices and actions, and to be accountable for the consequences. It requires us to be honest with ourselves, to confront our own fears and insecurities, and to push ourselves beyond our comfort zones. It requires us to be resilient and adaptable, to be willing to change and evolve, and to embrace uncertainty and ambiguity. But perhaps most importantly, it requires us to be courageous, to have the courage to ask the big questions, to confront the difficult truths, to challenge the status quo, and to follow our own path even when it is difficult or unpopular. It requires us to have the courage to be vulnerable, to open ourselves up to new experiences and perspectives, to build meaningful relationships, and to connect with others on a deeper level. It requires us to have the courage to live authentically, to be true to ourselves, and to live in alignment with our own values and beliefs. And in the end, this is what the search for meaning is all about. It is about finding the courage to live a life that is true to who we are. It is about finding the strength to face the challenges and obstacles that come our way and to keep moving forward, even when the road is difficult or uncertain. It is about finding the wisdom to learn from our experiences, to grow from our mistakes, and to continually strive to become the best version of ourselves. So, what is the meaning of life? Perhaps the answer lies not in finding some ultimate truth or achieving some grand purpose, but in the journey itself. Perhaps the meaning of life is found in the choices we make, the relationships we build, the experiences we have, and the person we become. Perhaps the meaning of life is not something that is given to us, but something that we must create for ourselves. Perhaps the meaning of life is not a destination that we arrive at, but a journey that we undertake, a journey that is full of wonder and mystery, of joy and sorrow, of love and loss, of hope and despair, of growth